Alright, well, here for the final part of Act 17, with, well, you can see the races on screen, obviously. Well, we just have Extreme Racing to talk about, because, well, I never played that game either, so... I like how you made a couple of interesting errors in vehicle names. It's not Shadow Mark II, it's Shadow Jet. Then that should be Metacog as a result. Also, the blue car you put Ryan Storm on is called Super Modified. That was also in Star Trek Driver 1. It's the one with the offset wing that tips my OCD off like mad. I actually have earbuds in my controller, so it's because the mic quality is better than the gaming headset for some reason. And then I have the old headset, actually the new gaming headset, plugged into my tablet because I have music in the background, because I have a feeling that there won't be very much to commentate as much in these races because the championship is basically over. If Twin Mill get to top 3, I think XT3 is in a must-win situation, so... just to even have a chance. So we will skip to the starting grid here. It would have been cool if Blossom were there, but at the same time, I'm also glad she's at the front again. She got off the line better than last time. I'm not saying much. That's why I'm not in that position. I am not the race. I am not in the race. So Blossom is in an effective second already, because Slide Out's in second, and that car is not very fast in a straight line. It's got some good handling, I would imagine, but that doesn't help here. Not very much. But good luck keeping Twin Mill behind you, sweetie. Everyone just swapping lanes, you can't figure out what lane you want. Come on, people. It's Silverstone, not rocket science. Somehow burn skiing places. I don't know how. So XT3 has actually made his way up pretty fast. I don't know how he's done that. But he's sort of 12th and he's about to take 3rd, or try to take 3rd from Blossom in a lap. I was like, I want to see a replay of his lap, because that seems a little bit much. Fast forward though. So he starts 12th, which is basically 10th, because next to him is Governor and someone else. And that happens because Blossom has a terrible start and that backs up the cars behind her. So that's already 5 places gained. You get to the turn, Madison's caught on a bad line by Danny, so XT3 takes advantage, so that's 6 places. Goes on the outside of Danny because he gets a better run off the turn. manages to, I imagine, pick off Twin Mill because he's stuck on Blossom's back bumper. And then the only other car he's passed so far is Slide Out because that rally car does not have very much power. Twin Mill actually does try to come back at him out of this turn, but he gets the draft and just throws it in there on him. Plus Twin Mill is blocked off by Slide Out's lack of speed. Interesting. Sarudo, stop time! Okay. Raceman can just do that now. XT3's already passed Blossom. Danny will probably do that next in the next lap or so. He's already gotten around Blossom. Dexter is just sort of checked out. Penelope is attempting to follow suit. Also, it occurred to me that I was thinking in my head when I was writing out the full character list for Time Loop, like, I feel like I'm missing someone here. Sure enough, as I'm kind of going over the list of characters, it occurs to me who I'm missing. I didn't put Vert. And I definitely intended on doing that. Luckily, there's no shortage of liveries to use. There's like 230 paint schemes. Yeah, Bert's in a Mercedes along with blue and silver. Danny with the fastest lap. So for XT3's sake, Blossom needs to keep Twin Mill from going any further up the field. The basic idea is that Twin Mill can't gain 9 points more than XT3 does in a given race. Otherwise, it's completely over. And, well, as it is right now, with Twin Mill back to 7th, because Madison just pulled that out of nowhere, it is fine. Actually, gets to 74 points, and Twin Mill to 12, 10, 8, 6, 5. So it's 74 to 90 right now. It's a full race, but it's doable. However, it might go up to 92 in a second. The lap times would tend to indicate that XT3 will not be able to catch Dexter. And Twin Mill is now made off with with Blossom's position, but Madison is being resistant about it. Now Blossom's under pressure from so fast. So fast does not afford Blossom much sanctuary on the outside of that turn, that's for sure. I figured that, I would not put Penelope or the other Christian characters in because I feel like the number of CN characters I have in there already is pretty decent. There's what? 8? So there's the Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo, Dexter, Samurai Jack, number 1. So yeah, 8 Cartoon Network characters. That's like a fifth of the characters. There's like 40. There's 38 characters left. Well, now with Vert added in the other 2 that I kind of forgot to put in that I just sort of did that. 2 of the characters I probably could put in would be Battle Spec, but we never met him in this timeline, and possibly put Madison in. Actually, he's gotten closer. He just hasn't gotten closer enough. 2 more laps and he might have had a race on our hands, but we don't have the number of laps. Also, Blossom gonna try and keep her sister behind him. Her sister behind her for another turn. I think she's failed that. The girls are known for making things happen around this corner, so we'll see what happens here. Buttercup very brash, but actually goes around the outside to yoink the place from her sister, I think. Yeah, she just yoinked 8th. Be an argument in the bedroom tonight. Although it's turning out this music was a great idea. It's actually keeping me focused when I figured it would actually distract me. It's the kind of perfect music, it's like trance music, so it's the kind of perfect music to have in the background that doesn't distract you from being too noisy while still being pleasant to listen to. The 2 songs that I've listened to so far, there's Insomnia by Faithless, which is a dance track from the 90s, and then the other one is Told You So by Tom Cloud, which is trance music. Both off of the Forza Motorsport 2 soundtrack, which was like my one of my first racing games ever, and my first online racing game ever. And now I'm a Sony kid, even though I had the still have the Xbox 360. I could easily just play Forza 2 right now if I wanted. I'm here, so I kind of cannot. So now here, Brands Hatch. The girls I would expect should do decently well here. Is like their favorite track. And with Buttercup starting 2nd place, I think she'll stay there though, because XT3 is on pole. I also didn't even look at the point standings, so I don't know how that worked. Unless Buttercup does that and just yoinks the place off the start. I don't have high hopes for the rest of the other girls, though, because Blossom's starting in basically last. She started 12th, but she got jumped by everyone else next to her, and then Bubbles has the worst car. As we've sort of determined, it's not Burn, it's Bubbles' BMW here that's the worst car. I don't even know what makes it the worst car, because it should be fine. I think it's just a comfort vehicle, though. It's almost like road going, basically. Just a lack of power. And LP is actually trying to keep XT3 from staying even in second. That was not very successful, though. Twin Mill has not moved at all since the start. Falcon so fast, so that one's already over. Discord's been exploding today. I don't know. Actually, I don't know exactly why, but it seems like as if it's some sort of unforeseen, like, self-fulfilling prophecy here. At least for the moment, Buttercup has led the race so far. For the moment. She's gonna at least lead the first lap of the race, but XT3 I don't think is very fond of this whole home track concept. Who is off? I think I know who did it, so we'll just go to their point of view. Oh, well, he didn't do it, but he was involved in some way, and then Vanellope got skittish and just gave him all of the room. He did keep it on track, though, which is weird. That isn't really what the dots of the map kind of gave way to, though. This looks like a cluster over here. And so fast makes away with everything from it. Actually, Vanellope didn't even lose that much time to Danny from all of that either. Danny's kind of got some sort of fire in his heart, but I think it would be too late now because the championship is kind of out of reach for him unless Twin Mill doesn't even finish points in this race. But he's in 7th. She could be doing better, but I think Twin Mill's kind of taking it a little bit easier because of the fact that he knows he has an advantage. Just kind of waiting to the last round to see what his requirements are. Slide out and Burn are fighting, and Burn wins easily. Blossom's your favorite track. You don't really have an excuse. The Ferrari is a fine car. Buttercup finally got passed by XT3 though. So we might actually have a race on our hands for the last round for the points for the championship. If only Buttercup could have been close enough to pressure XT3 down this corner. And spook him off the track like Twin Mill almost did to the Governor. Just no. Also, what is this here? Oh, that's just Bubbles creating a train of cars because they can't get around her here. It's a selection of BMWs upholding Dexter. Vanellope kind of tends to get closer to Danny through the first half of the track, and then as soon as they get past the straightaway, or even get onto the straightaway, Danny is just out. Twin Mill has taken 6th, but may be hard for him to get much higher. Depends on how much they all get held up by each other up here, especially with Buttercup having sort of fallen out of the lead now, and Danny is right upon her exhaust pipes. And this M4 isn't quite what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be, oh, just a better M3. No. It lacks acceleration. It's too heavy. That's what the problem is, I think. A lap and a half to go. Buttercup is ahead of Danny. Not by much, but given Danny's driving style, it may be hard for him to find a way around if he's not close enough by the first turn. Actually, it's not just the driving style, that's just the track in general. There aren't many paths. It's so crazy at the end of the straightaway. Yeah, it's gonna be uphill from here. That was like your last really good chance to make the move, but you were nowhere close enough. You're still like 3/4 of a second away. So Twin Mill has not at all been able to get up to so fast. And so he cannot extend his lead, or he cannot damage, or he can't really mitigate too much damage here. Another 10 points gained to XT3. 10 points to Gryffindor, even though I've never even watched Harry Potter before. Welcome to the internet. I know the references to things I've never even watched because the internet references them for me, and then I just kind of take note, more or less. Well, XT3 will dominantly win Brands Hatch here. Buttercup, as I predicted, actually does do pretty well at Brands Hatch and claims second, just ahead of Danny. Twin Mill with 6th. Not your greatest run ever, I would definitely say. Grease Lightning actually scores in this race. Never mind. Oh, commentator's curse. Madison will just kind of yoink that point last second. However, Buttercup's sisters didn't fare too well. I don't know how much of that's down to the vehicle and how much of that is down to their performance. I want to say it's mostly vehicle related. So, it is 4 points difference. And nobody else can win the championship, period. Danny is 18 points away, and he'd be the closest. But you only get 15 for winning here at Monza. So while it's not impossible that he would win, actually it's kind of likely, because he has the highest power of any vehicle here. As far as just raw power and top speed, not just acceleration, which So Fast has the most of, but his top speed is lower. Twin Mill and XT3 don't really have either. They don't have the best of either one. They're kind of mid-tier when it comes to power. They just have a lot of handling. And so we have the final race of Act 17 here at good old Monza. As my Smite Discord explodes. Ironically, the Twisted Metal one that I made is not. I say ironically because the servers for that game are shutting down tomorrow. Technically, day after tomorrow, but they'll be shutting down at like 2 o'clock for me. And I probably won't have any uploads on those 2 days because I'll probably actually be playing the game because I played the hell out of it in like mid 2014 to 2016 or so. And it was kind of a big part of my teenage years. Because while it wasn't the most fantastic game, I am definitely going to miss it. And Blossom is on pole. Twin Mill and XT3 are right next to each other, too. My ears stop being itchy. I can't keep scratching this. Blossom does not get off the line, and that pole is immediately squandered because the thing has no acceleration apparently. So fast will lead into the first turn by a lot because that thing has stupid acceleration. And Danny may command second place. I don't think so though. Yeah, Blossom will hold that for the moment. Twin Mill is already making a lot of progress with the field though. And XT3 has been blocked by a rally car. This is not what he needs if he wants to take the fight to Twin Mill here in the last round. There's now 3 cars between Twin Mill and XT3. And the one problem with this is Madison has more power than XT3 does. The Governor and XT3 are about tied, and Grease Lightning is considerably slower. But Twin Mill could easily just gain more places. Because Blossom is ahead, and well, top speed is good on her car. It does take a good while to get to it though, which is not all that helpful here. You need both. What do you think is better? It takes you 3 minutes to reach 170, or it takes 2 minutes to reach 150? Hypothetical. Of course, both cars accelerate way faster than that. XT3 isn't even gaining much ground on Governor. He needs to really speed it up here, otherwise he's gonna... Twin Mill is just gonna walk away with it here. He's doing that. He's taking the fight to Governor, at least. For his sake, he needs to hope that Blossom gets in Twin Mill's way for a pretty lengthy period of time. And like I said, top speed is there for that, but Twin Mill has so much better acceleration and cornering that I don't know if that's enough alone. And I guess we'll also see if Danny can chase down so fast. It looks like yes, judging by that braking. XT3 just chickened out there. Or just challenged the Governor, I guess. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't helpful. Madison's already passed Grease Lightning. And of course, XT3 will probably do so with the same relative ease. Relative. Kind of the wrong place to get up to him though, clearly. But based on the model types, Grease Lightning is just a neutered version of XT3's car. And XT3 has driven the regular version of that car before. And he's also driven that car, so XT3 knows exactly what that thing is like, which should help him pass it, you would think. Danny is, of course, right on top of So Fast already. And Twin Mill is also right on top of Blossom, but this set of corners is not an area for passing. And let me tell you, XT3 has cleared Grease Lightning, but he needs to... The problem here, and it's probably a very glaring problem, XT3 kind of has to be ahead of Twin Mill. XT3 normally meets 4 additional points over what Twin Mill scores. So finishing behind him is an automatic forfeit. But if I'm honest, looking at the kind of numbers and the numbers of it, I don't think that's gonna happen, as Danny has passed so fast into the final corner and using its superior top speed and power and overall will just kind of escape, as so fast as topping out at 157. So I believe the winner has already been decided of the race. Twin Mill right there on Blossom. But unless Blossom does something rash and spins him out, I don't think XT3 is going to get around him anytime soon. You know, Buttercup, I thought you'd been doing better. The Corvette has some really good top speed and power. I don't know why you're still in 12th. You're actually lower than where you started. I think Burns probably hit slide out into the turn 1 there. But slide out actually has good cornering, so we can just outbrake Burn, and we're just gonna have an impasse. Who's behind them? Dexter. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. Or do I? It's the previous lap, so. Who could have ever guessed? Oh, it's Bubbles. What? You stay away from my sister, darn it. Didn't know she had it in her. Actually, I did. I'm just not here. Probably thrown off with having to go around slide out. This is the previous lap, right? So Dexter actually passes her down this straightaway here. And apparently that ticks her off or something? And then she just slams into him. Blossom is still barely hanging on to third, basically for dear life at this point. XT3 has caught Madison, but does he have the power to get around her? I would probably be inclined to say no, but yeah, I'd never know. Universe Go, for what it is, has always been full of surprises to me. I was told completely wrong, at the very least, so. Now that I've probably said all this, XT3 will probably get around Madison. It's because it loves to make a liar out of me. I don't think it'd be down the straightaway, because Madison does have a little more power. In a corner like that, there's no way to get it down this straightaway. Maybe not this one. Buttercup has finally passed her sister. If the power difference weren't as big as I knew it was, I'd have thought Bubbles just let her go. But then again, I see this, and then you realize that's absolutely not the case. Slide out, just sort of preventing Burn or Dexter from going literally anywhere. Burn, I can't imagine, enjoys this all too much. Let's see what he does here into the second chicane. And go around the outside again, except this didn't get you anywhere the first time we tried it. Slide out has better brakes. They actually do not touch. Burn actually remains clean, which kind of surprises me. Twin Mill is still just spectating. I don't know if he expects her to make a mistake, or if he's just complacent because he knows he's won the championship from this position, which could easily be it. Makes me wonder, just questioning things. Austin actually has a higher speed than Twin Mill. At least gets there faster than Twin Mill does. Oh yeah, she doesn't have the gear. She has plenty of speed to spare there. Twin Mill just has the handling to almost get there, and then have to wait the entire lap to try again. XT3... It's not time to be passive. Unless he realizes it doesn't matter at this point. You know, people like Buttercup, just aggress upon your opponents. It's gone on back here. Screw it. Captain Falcon is not ahead. Is not behind. Actually, he just passed her. Dexter has cleared both burn and slide out. Which, given this damage that he got from his ex-girlfriend's sister. Kind of surprising that he's done that. That shows how much these two are fighting over each other. Over not last. Have like a lap and 1 1/3 laps to go here. Well, given how things have gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if Blossom stayed third. Blossom has the definite speed advantage. Twin Mill tries braking really late. Nearly runs into her. Oh my god, I thought he was about to just wreck her for it. I was like, that's not how a champion acts. And yeah, it's not. That's why he didn't do it. XT3 has actually gone from bad to worse. Vanellope is now on his doorstep. I don't know if she can act on this chance. Deficit's kind of big there. Well, Danny proving he's still got plenty left in the tank. If this championship were longer, I would be interested to see if Danny could catch up to XT3 and Twin Mill in points, but this is the end, my friend, so a day late and $1 short from Danny, but if you had done this a little earlier, like round 7, you started having this sudden shift of momentum, maybe then we'd be talking different, but we kind of didn't do that, so too late. But I mean, credit is due, you definitely dominated this one so fast. Also at a very distant second place, probably due to the fact these two were fighting for pretty much the entire race, and never really came to an immediate resolution of it. Twin Mill is trying something now, but yeah, even still, it wasn't even enough, even if it had worked. XT3 takes an insufficient 6th place. Can't even get around Madison. Bubbles almost had points. No, wait, no, she didn't. Dexter passed 5 cars with damage. So these final standings, and yes, Twin Mill definitely has won the championship by 7. Another race, and Danny would have been within striking distance to win. I have a fusion call point. It's even playing now. I forgot to change back to the music. So yeah, we're done here. Some notables here. Slide out with a rough debut, and I don't know if I can be bringing him back in for anything, because that rally car isn't great for too much. Buttercup and Dexter tied. It's so fast, only at 1 point behind them. Blossom, despite her outdated 40-some-year-old car, manages to get 8th in points. And Bubbles, despite having what I thought to be one of the worst cars, if not the worst, besides Slide Out and Burn, actually gets 11th in points. So now we take a preview of the triple threat. This is a team-based competition. Medicock's still in yellow, because I don't know. Mandela effect, well, we've kind of determined that it was actually the quarter-mile coupe, and roll cage that did that to me. More so, actually, quarter-mile coupe. Since I just finished watching World Race when I was determining the car list. Probably turn the music off now. Headset. I think it's pushing all my really long hair down. I've finally been told about the race. League race tonight. So we have 5 teams. Autobahn, Diesel, Burn, and that are driving the Lamborghini Countach. Of course, Burn would be caught dead in anything else. Pretty much. Captain Falcon, So Fast, Metacog, kind of the... We have the villains here. We have the dedicated speed racers here, the Shelby Cobra. The strange ones in the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Powerpuff Girls are driving Lotus Exige. Light and maneuverable. And then we have ambiguous ones here in the Corvette. Smart Money, I'm not gonna lie, I think XT3 will probably do pretty well again, because of the, well, we've seen with Dexter that Giulia's got some speed to it. It's basically 4 of the same cars that we just saw racing, and then the Lotus Exige instead of the cars that the girls had normally. I think it's basically the same 12 tracks in a different order as well. 19 you can see down there is Group C, but I haven't made Act 20 yet. What's funny is the only act missing from this list, this like archive thing, is they're only missing Act 2 and 14 because 14 was abysmal, and I never thought to archive Act 2 at the time. So we actually see in Act 4 some rather familiar vehicles. Like that one, and that one, and that... No, not that one. This one. No, this one's not in that game. And that one. And that one. No, this one. So there's 5 kind of returning vehicles. The R8 is in the game, and there's a different McLaren, which is in the game as well. The newer McLaren, also the Corvette. That barely. The girls went missing for a long time and presumed actually dead for a brief period. Because Carbon threw that additional stabilization. Not gonna explain it again. The finale, sort of. Who won that? I think I can still look at these. Yeah, you can see the results. If I haven't changed the championship, you can see the original results too still. So fast won. Oh yeah, I remember that, because he had like a random comeback out of nowhere in the 21 event act. And we have this one, which... Oh, I changed this one. Let's see about this one. Oh my god, what the heck? Oh yeah, that's right. That's when we found out that Julia was really damn good. And... what the heck happened there? Who won this? I did. That was close as heck. What happened in that act? What was I driving? Oh. I was driving that. Makes sense. Yeah.
Good. Are you going to be up here when that guy comes? Here if you ask. When you take a break.
Even though I'm not even...
I don't know. Not this one though?
Yeah, this one can record stuff on its own.
Oh, alright.